Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive with us.
Glad to be here.
Today we're going to be looking at how challenges
Okay.
can actually help us grow.
I like it.
We're going to be taking apart this blog post called Unlocking Potential, How Challenges Shape Growth and Transformation.
Okay.
And it uses all these different ideas from like neuroscience and emotional freedom techniques, even universal principles.
Yeah, it really kind of reframes the way we typically look at obstacles,
Yeah.
Instead of being setbacks, it's more like they're these opportunities to
Right, yeah.
grow and transform.
It's really interesting how the author kind of makes this point that challenges aren't punishments,
Right.
but they're like these reflections
Yeah.
of what needs to shift within us
Mm-hmm.
to reach our potential, you know?
Yeah, it's like they're a mirror
Yeah.
reflecting back what needs to change.
Exactly.
Like if you want abundance, you have to confront those feelings of lack.
Right.
Or if you want courage, you got to face your fears.
It's like you want to level up. Here's the training montage.
There you go.
But it's not always pretty.
Oh,
right?
absolutely not.
It can be really chaotic.
It's messy, uncomfortable, can
Yeah.
feel like everything's falling apart
Yeah.
because you're really challenging and breaking down those old ways of thinking and being.
Right, right.
But we can manage the emotional weight of these challenges
Okay.
using tools like EFT.
Now, for those who aren't familiar,
Right.
EFT is basically tapping on certain points on your body
Mm-hmm.
to release those negative emotions.
Yeah.
Sounds a little woo-woo, I'll admit.
Oh, sure.
But the blog post gives this really cool story about Sarah,
Okay.
who's this entrepreneur and she's building a business,
Mm-hmm.
but she's struggling with feeling inadequate and like every rejection is a personal attack.
It's amazing how much those negative emotions can really hold us back.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So she starts using EFT
Okay.
and she's specifically targeting those feelings of unworthiness,
Mm-hmm.
and through consistently tapping and reframing those experiences, she's able to actually shift her perspective.
Wow.
Like rejections become valuable feedback
Yeah.
instead of these soul-crushing defeats.
Oh, that's powerful.
And as her confidence grows, her success grows too.
I love that.
It's really impressive.
That's so
She
cool.
starts attracting partnerships and opportunities she never even imagined.
He's like that internal shift just opened up all these doors externally.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a really key point that the post emphasizes,
Mm-hmm.
is this idea that our internal state has a direct impact
Right.
on our external reality.
Sure.
And EFT can be super powerful for aligning our energy with our goals.
Yeah, totally.
And speaking of energy,
Yeah.
the post talks about this idea of vibrational alignment.
Okay.
So it explains that when we set our sights on a higher potential,
Mm-hmm.
our energy shifts, right?
Right.
But it creates this disconnect between where we are now
Yeah.
and where we want to be.
Okay.
And that often shows up as chaos.
Hmm.
So it's not that we're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
It's actually a sign that things are changing and reorganizing.
Exactly. It's like renovating a house.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. You got the dust, debris, the mess
Yeah.
before you get that beautiful new space.
Right. So rather than freaking out when things feel chaotic,
Yeah.
we should see it as like we're on the right track,
Exactly. You're growing. You're evolving.
even if it doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't always feel good.
No, it doesn't.
That's a good sign.
Right. And here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
The post says, during this time, when things are chaotic,
Mm-hmm.
it's important to start embodying those qualities that we're seeking, even if we don't feel them yet.
like we're kind of acting as if.
Yeah, exactly. So if we're aiming for abundance,
Right.
we start acting as if we're already abundant.
Yeah.
If we want more courage,
Mm-hmm.
we start taking those small, brave actions.
Even if it's scary.
Yeah, even if our knees are shaking.
It's like we're sending a signal to the universe.
And to ourselves that
See,
we're ready
yeah.
for this transformation.
Exactly. Yeah. And this is where EFT can be so helpful.
Right.
Because by tapping on those specific points,
Mm-hmm.
we release the baggage that's weighing us down.
Oh, yeah. All that fear, that scarcity, self-doubt.
Yeah. And make space for the positive emotions that are aligned with our goals.
That's great.
And they give another example in the post
Oh, cool.
about a father named David
Okay.
who is like drowning in financial stress.
Ooh. Yeah, that's tough.
Through EFT, he shifts his mindset from scarcity to abundance.
Wow.
Starts focusing on gratitude for what he already has.
Awesome.
Visualizing financial freedom.
Love it.
And tapping on all those limiting beliefs about money.
So cool.
And guess what?
What happened?
Things start shifting for him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, within months, he's attracting new opportunities.
Right.
He's making wiser decisions about his finances,
That's great.
feeling way more secure. It's incredible how changing your internal landscape can really impact your external world.
It really is.
Yeah.
All right, so up next,
Okay.
the post tackles navigating the unknown,
Okay.
which is something I think we all struggle with, right?
Definitely.
It's that feeling of discomfort
Yeah.
when things are uncertain and unpredictable.
It's scary, right?
Yeah, and life is full of that, so.
Yeah, our brains are wired for predictability. It makes us feel safe.
Right.
So when we're faced with the unknown, it triggers that fear response.
Yeah.
But the post says it's in that discomfort,
Okay.
that willingness to step outside our comfort zone,
Mm-hmm.
that real growth happens.
And the author even says
Yeah.
that discomfort triggers changes at a biological level,
Really?
like our genes, our neurology,
Yeah.
even our hormones.
That's wild.
Like we're literally forced to let go of the old self
Interesting.
to make way for the new one.
Yeah.
But that can be intense, right?
Oh, incredibly intense.
Yeah, that's where resilience and faith become so important.
Totally. You just have to trust that
Mm.
even though you can't see the path,
Mm-hmm.
you have the strength to navigate it.
And we don't have to do it alone.
Right.
The post reminds us of that.
Yeah.
And that EFT can help us build resilience and shift from fear to possibility.
That's great.
So we're calming the nervous system,
Right.
releasing those fear-based emotions,
Yeah.
and creating space to adapt and evolve.
It's like creating the right conditions for growth.
I love how the post connects all these ideas together.
Me too.
They're like this roadmap for personal transformation.
Yeah.
And speaking of transformation,
Okay.
the post talks about this concept of universal intelligence.
All right. Let's explore that in part 2 of our deep dive.
Sounds good. All right, so we're back and ready to dive into this concept of universal intelligence.
Okay.
Sounds kind of mysterious,
It is a little out there.
but I'm hoping you can shed some light on it for us.
Yeah. The post describes the universe as this force, this intelligent force
Yeah.
that's constantly reflecting back our internal state.
So if we're feeling a lot of like negativity,
Yeah.
guilt, resentment, judgment, that kind of stuff, the universe is basically mirroring that back to us.
Well, yeah, in the form of challenges,
So it's not about being punished.
Right.
It's more like,
It's like the universe is saying, hey, you're carrying all this heavy stuff.
Okay.
Let's work through it so you can be lighter.
so those challenges are actually opportunities
Right.
to release those negative emotions,
To move forward.
become more positive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the post suggests that EFT and mindfulness, like meditation,
Okay.
can actually speed up this process.
Interesting. So we're using EFT to clear out those energetic blocks.
Yeah.
And then meditation to connect with a deeper sense of peace.
Yeah. I mean, mindfulness helps us become aware of our thoughts and emotions
Right.
without judging them. And then EFT gives us that practical tool to shift those thoughts and emotions.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Earlier we were talking about Sarah,
Right.
an
Yeah.
entrepreneur who used EFT
Yeah.
to work through those feelings of inadequacy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think by shifting her internal state,
Yeah.
she was kind of aligning herself with this universal intelligence?
Oh, absolutely. I think that's definitely possible.
Okay.
When we let go of those negative emotions
Mhm.
and cultivate a more positive vibe,
Mm.
we naturally attract opportunities that resonate with that higher frequency.
So we're sending out a signal
Exactly.
and the universe is responding.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
The blog post talks about this idea of heart and brain coherence.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly does that mean?
So it's about creating harmony
Okay.
between your thoughts,
Mhm.
your emotions,
Right.
and your physical body.
So it's not just about feeling good emotionally.
Right.
It's about aligning everything.
Your whole being.
Mind, body, spirit, the whole thing.
That's it.
Okay, got it.
And the post says meditation and mindfulness are key
Okay,
for achieving this.
to get into that state of coherence.
Yeah, it's about calming the nervous system,
Mm,
quieting the mind,
yeah.
creating space for your inner wisdom.
It's like shifting out of that fight or flight mode
Exactly.
that so many of us are in.
When you're in that coherent state, you're more present,
Mhm.
you're more intuitive,
Okay.
more capable of making clear decisions.
So the post says when we're in this state, we're more likely to notice synchronicities.
Oh, yeah, those little winks from the universe.
I love that.
It's fun to think about.
I've always been fascinated by those.
Me too, me too.
Like those random coincidences that feel like they have a deeper meaning.
Yeah, and they can be small,
Mm-hmm.
like finding a parking spot or major life events.
Right.
It's like the universe is conspiring to help you out.
I love that.
It's a nice way to look at it.
And the post suggests pairing meditation with EFT.
Oh, interesting.
So tapping to release stress.
Yeah, before meditating.
Okay.
To create an even deeper experience.
It's like clearing the way.
Exactly.
Okay, so speaking of transformation,
Yeah.
the post goes on to connect all this to leadership. I wouldn't have necessarily thought of that connection.
It is interesting, right?
Yeah.
But the post argues that true leadership requires self-mastery.
Okay.
You have to overcome impulsivity, manage your emotions,
Right.
make decisions from a place of wisdom.
And those are all qualities
Yeah.
that we cultivate through facing challenges.
Through doing the inner work.
Exactly.
So it doesn't matter if you're leading a team
Right.
or a company.
Or even just our own lives.
Right, exactly.
These qualities are essential.
They are.
And the post even says that EFT can help us address emotional triggers
Oh, interesting.
that might be messing with our decision making.
Yeah.
So we can make choices from a more grounded place.
It's about being in the driver's seat.
Yes. Not controlled by our emotions.
Right.
It's about taking responsibility
It is.
for our inner world so
Yeah.
we can create the outer world we want.
That's powerful.
This has been such a good deep dive.
Yeah, it has.
I'm feeling really inspired by all this.
Me too.
But I am curious, for someone listening who's feeling overwhelmed by challenges right now, what's the biggest takeaway for them?
I think the most important thing is that challenges are not punishments.
Okay.
They're
It's
opportunities
just to grow.
to learn to become more resilient
Yeah.
and unlock our potential.
So it's about changing our perspective.
Absolutely.
From seeing challenges as setbacks to
Yeah.
seeing them as stepping stones.
I love that.
Yeah, okay.
And we don't have to do it alone, right?
Right, we have EFT, meditation, mindfulness.
Our toolkit.
Yeah, and each other, a support system.
Exactly.
So it's about building that toolkit for those ups and downs where we can get through it.
We got this.
The post also says to celebrate those small wins.
Yes. Those are important.
Every step is a victory.
Absolutely.
Those small wins keep us motivated.
Keep us going.
This whole deep dive has been such a great reminder
It has.
that we're all capable of amazing things.
Mm,
And those challenges we face
yeah.
are the things that push us forward.
Exactly.
So it's about changing our perspective, embracing the journey,
Yep.
and trusting that we have the power to create the life we want.
We do.
This has been fantastic.
It has been fun.
Thanks for sharing your insights with me and our listener.
Always a pleasure.
As we wrap up this exploration of unlocking potential,
Okay.
I want to leave our listener with a few things to think about.
It's important to actually apply this stuff.
Right, like it's not just about the information.
Yeah.
It's about taking action.
Yeah.
And the post gives us all these tools, meditation, EFT, mindfulness.
Yeah.
But it all starts with awareness.
Awareness of your thoughts, your emotions, your energy,
Yeah, and how that's all connected.
and how it's all impacting your experience. Yeah.
And the post talks about tuning into your vision.
Right.
What does that actually look like?
Well, you got to get clear on what you want.
Okay.
What qualities you want to embody. What kind of relationships you want.
Yeah.
What impact you want to make.
So it's like painting that picture of the future
Exactly.
and then using these tools to align with it.
And as you do that inner work,
Yeah.
as you release those limiting beliefs and cultivate those positive emotions,
Right.
you become a magnet.
You attract what you want.
Exactly.
Now, the post also talks about embracing discomfort.
Right. Which can be tough.
Yeah, because we're so used to avoiding pain.
Yeah. You want to be comfortable.
Right. But the post says growth happens outside of that comfort zone.
It does. It's like a seed. It has to crack open
Right.
to sprout and grow.
So discomfort is a sign that we're stretching, expanding, becoming more.
Exactly.
And it might not always feel good,
It might not.
but it's part of the process.
It is. Yeah.
The post says to reframe those challenges,
It has opportunities
to learn to become more resilient.
to step into that greater version of yourself.
And we don't have to do it alone.
We have our tools, our support systems.
Exactly. EFT,
Yeah.
meditation,
Yeah.
our friends, our family,
It's about building that toolkit.
for the ups and downs.
Yeah, knowing you can handle it.
And the post says to celebrate the small wins.
Oh, yeah, those are important.
Every step forward is a victory.
It is.
Keeps us motivated.
It does.
This whole deep dive has been such a good reminder that we can all do incredible things.
We have so much potential.
And the challenge is
They help us grow.
they push us forward.
They do. They do.
So it's about changing our perspective,
It really is.
embracing the journey,
With all its ups and downs.
trusting that we have the power within us
We do.
to create the life we want.
That's the key.
So to our listener,
Yeah.
what challenges are you facing right now?
And how can you reframe them?
What do you want?
What steps can you take today?
Even a small one.
Even a tiny one.
To move towards that.
You got this.
This has been awesome.
It has. It has.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into unlocking potential.
Thanks for having me.
We hope you found it as inspiring as we did.
I hope so.
And until next time,
Keep unlocking your potential.
we'll see you then.